Good morning, and welcome back to Charette Theory. If you live anywhere warm and humid, whether that's near the equator, along a tropical coast, or in a city where the air feels heavy by sunrise, you already know that the morning can shape your whole day. Today, we're going to break this down into clear, doable ideas. I'll show you how people in humid places, from big cities like Bangkok and Manila, to coastal areas in Hawaii and the Caribbean, have solved the same challenges with small, thoughtful design choices. Before we jump in, if you love exploring inspiring design ideas and architectural stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on what's coming next. Alright, let's get into it. It's early, the sun is only just climbing above the trees or rooftops, and already the air is thick enough to cling to your skin. You move from your bedroom to the kitchen, hoping to feel awake and refreshed, but too often, the kitchen itself feels like it holds onto the night's heat. Stale air, heavy cabinets, tight spaces, it all adds up to mornings that feel harder than they need to. This is exactly what Ocean Breeze Minimalism is designed to counter. This approach is simple: use practical design to reduce what holds in heat, keep air moving naturally, and help your space feel lighter every time you step inside. This isn't about big budget renovations for magazines, this is about changes you can actually plan for, or adapt with the materials and layout you already have. So get comfortable, grab your coffee or your tea, and picture how your kitchen could feel tomorrow morning, lighter, cleaner, and ready for the day ahead. Let's get specific about the problem. In any warm, humid climate, the kitchen is almost always where heat collects first and lingers the longest. Think about it: you're boiling water, cooking rice, prepping food, all that adds heat and moisture into the air. If there's nowhere for it to go, it sticks around, settles on surfaces, and turns your kitchen into the stuffiest room in the house. A humid kitchen also means more risk of mold, sticky cabinet doors that swell or stick shut, and surfaces that always feel slightly damp. That's why many older tropical homes have open or semi-outdoor kitchens, a smart solution that's been tested for generations. Take the classic Balinese joglo house. The kitchen often sits near open pavilions with high, steep roofs and wide overhangs. Hot air rises and escapes. Cross breezes flow freely through carved wooden panels and large shutters. The whole structure is built around ventilation and shade. Or look at the Caribbean approach. Many island bungalows put the kitchen right next to a veranda or porch, with louvered shutters that swing open wide. These aren't just decorative, they act like adjustable vents to catch passing ocean breezes and release trapped heat. These traditional ideas all come down to the same point: you have to design the kitchen to handle moisture and heat naturally, or it becomes uncomfortable fast. This is exactly where minimalism works so well: it removes what blocks airflow and helps you avoid building up heat pockets and clutter. So, how do you take those lessons and apply them today, especially if you live in a city apartment, a suburban home, or a house that wasn't built with open-air pavilions? The answer is in using a few core principles and adjusting them to your layout, your budget, and your climate. The first principle is color. Humid climates feel even heavier when dark colors soak up heat. Lighter shades reflect natural light and help the whole room feel cooler. For example, a small beach house in Cebu, Philippines, uses lime-washed walls that stay naturally bright without harsh glare. They painted their upper cabinets in a pale sea glass green that doesn't compete with the natural light. The second principle is open flow. Too many walls, bulky upper cabinets, or tall shelves block air and trap heat pockets. A couple in Costa Rica took out a single dividing wall between their kitchen and patio. Suddenly, the air moves freely and the whole cooking space feels twice as big. They didn't change the footprint, they just opened up the space where the air needed to pass through. The third principle is functional minimalism. This doesn't mean empty countertops and no personality, it means every item has a reason to be there. Open shelving works well if it's not overloaded. Keep your most used items accessible, mugs, bowls, a kettle, and tuck the rest out of sight. Bulky furniture can be swapped for stools with open bases or chairs that can be tucked away. The less physical clutter you have, the less visual clutter there is to block the feeling of openness. Minimalism here isn't about living with less for its own sake, it's about creating more breathing room for you and the air you rely on to stay comfortable. And it doesn't always require a renovation. Sometimes it's just about rearranging furniture, rethinking storage, and using the colors, finishes, and layout you already have in a smarter way. When you live in a humid region, your material choices can save you a lot of future problems. Think about all the ways moisture sneaks into the kitchen, steam from cooking, splashes around the sink, and humidity that settles on cabinet edges. If you use materials that can't handle it, you end up with peeling laminates, swollen drawers, or mold trapped in corners. This is why natural, durable materials are so valuable. In a modern villa in Bali, the owners used reclaimed teak for their lower cabinets. Teak works well because its natural oils repel moisture, so even if you wipe it daily with a damp cloth, it won't warp easily. The look is warm but practical, and reclaimed wood means you're not contributing to new deforestation. On the countertop, many tropical homes favor stone. Locally quarried granite or a tough quartzite stays cool, so you can handle dough or prep tropical fruits without worrying about heat damage. Natural stone is also easier to clean thoroughly, which is crucial when you're wiping down surfaces every day to fight mold. If stone or hardwood is out of budget, there are practical workarounds. A family in Mexico's Yucatan region kept their old poured concrete counters but added a thin microcement layer for a polished, smooth finish. It makes the surface water-resistant, easy to scrub, and cool to the touch. Flooring is just as important. Glossy ceramic tiles can become slippery in humid kitchens. Many people switch to handmade terracotta tiles, which have a slight texture that gives better grip. A Thai homeowner I spoke to swapped shiny white tiles for locally made terracotta. Now the floor feels less harsh underfoot and doesn't reflect so much heat and glare during peak sunlight hours. Remember, good finishes aren't just about looks. They make daily cleaning quicker and help your kitchen stay fresh and safe for longer. Minimalist kitchens can risk feeling sterile if you strip too much away. Adding living elements is a simple way to keep the space feeling warm and welcoming, without adding clutter. A clear example is an urban apartment in Singapore. The owners didn't have space for a big herb garden outside, so they installed a vertical rack by the kitchen window. Small pots of basil, mint, and even chili thrive in the humidity. They get morning light, and they're close enough to snip while cooking. In Hawaii, a narrow galley kitchen feels larger because of a single potted palm near the entry. The broad fronts break up the straight lines of cabinets and reflect sunlight in a softer way. When the ceiling fan is on, the leaves sway slightly, a small movement that makes the air feel fresher. If you don't want the commitment of large plants, smaller touches can do the same job. A pair of woven rattan stools under the breakfast bar adds warmth without visual bulk. Wicker or cane pendant lampshades soften harsh bulbs and add a handmade, coastal feel that ties into the tropical climate naturally. Natural elements also help with humidity control. For example, clay pots and woven baskets breathe, they don't trap moisture the way plastic bins do. If you store fruits or vegetables on the counter, switching from plastic bowls to breathable baskets can keep things fresher a bit longer, especially when the air is sticky. By the way, if you're enjoying this so far, please give it a like, it really helps more design lovers find Charette Theory. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, we've got a lot more ideas coming your way. Now, back to the details. In a humid kitchen, clutter does more than look messy, it actually traps heat and makes surfaces harder to wipe down. So storage planning is not just about style, it's a practical strategy for comfort. Take the example of a small house in Hoi An, Vietnam. The family had open shelves lining an entire wall. Over time, every shelf filled up with mismatched jars, old plates, and random appliances that rarely got used. Dust gathered, the shelves blocked airflow, and the kitchen always felt warm and cramped. When they remodeled, they kept only 2 short open shelves for daily items, mugs, plates, a few bowls. Everything else went into closed cabinets with smooth fronts that are easy to wipe down at the end of the day. The result? The air feels lighter, the walls look bigger, and cleaning takes half the time. In Sri Lanka, a family with a narrow kitchen used deep pull-out drawers instead of traditional upper cabinets. Lower drawers mean you don't have to reach overhead where warm air gathers. They also make it easier to see and organize items, so you're not wasting time digging through crowded cupboards. Another helpful detail is hidden or integrated storage for your trash and compost. In humid climates, open bins attract bugs and make the air feel stale fast. Pull-out bins under the counter keep everything contained, easy to access, and sealed off when not in use. The main point, your storage should help you clean quickly, wipe surfaces easily, and keep clutter from collecting. If it doesn't, it's working against you or not for you. Lighting is one of the simplest things you can change, yet it makes a big difference in a humid kitchen. Many older kitchens in tropical climates rely on harsh overhead bulbs or bulky blinds that block airflow and daylight. But natural light and softer fixtures can transform how your kitchen feels during sticky mornings and warm nights. Look at a small home in Key West, Florida. The owners replaced old heavy wooden blinds with simple sheer linen curtains. During the day, they leave the windows slightly open, so the fabric moves gently with the breeze. Sunlight filters through, brightening the space without adding glare. For the evening, softer, layered lighting works better than one bright ceiling bulb. A family in Punta Mita, Mexico, replaced their dated fluorescent fixture with 3 small woven pendant lamps above their island counter. The shades diffuse light so it doesn't feel harsh on warm nights. It's more comfortable for cooking, reading recipes, or sitting down for an evening snack. One more practical idea, reflective materials can make your lighting do more work with less energy. A homeowner in Phuket used pale sea glass tiles for the backsplash behind the sink and stove. During the day, they reflect daylight and make the whole counter area look brighter. At night, under-cabinet lighting bounces off the tiles and reduces dark corners, which helps keep the kitchen feeling open instead of closed in. These changes don't require a full remodel. Swapping bulbs for warmer color temperatures, adding under-cabinet strips, or hanging a lighter window curtain can all be small, quick upgrades that add up to a kitchen that feels more open and less stifling. When you live with high humidity, it's often the tiny practical details that make daily life more comfortable. In Goa, India, an artist added woven bamboo fans on her kitchen wall. They look decorative but serve a real purpose. When guests gather and the ceiling fan alone isn't enough, they grab the bamboo fans for a little extra breeze. A coastal townhouse in Puerto Rico uses sheer roll-up bamboo shades instead of thick curtains. They filter direct sun but still allow air to flow freely when the windows are open. They're easy to clean, too, just wipe them down with a damp cloth if salt or dust builds up. Scent can help a space feel fresher on sticky days. A small ceramic diffuser near the sink, filled with natural oils like lemongrass or mint, keeps the air feeling lighter. It's a tiny cost but makes a big sensory difference, especially if you're cooking with strong spices or seafood. Another smart trick is built-in drying racks that don't block air. In a Tahitian kitchen, the owners replaced a plastic dish drainer with a simple slatted wooden shelf above the sink. Dishes drip dry right back into the sink below. The open slats keep the air moving around damp dishes so they dry faster, which helps prevent that musty smell some kitchens get when there's no breeze. If you're enjoying this deep dive, go ahead and tap that like button. It lets YouTube know you'd like to see more videos from Charette Theory, and it really helps the channel grow. And if you're not part of the community yet, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. There's plenty more inspiration coming your way. Alright, let's get back to it. Even the best design can't fully protect your kitchen if you don't take care of it, especially when it comes to managing constant humidity. Daily habits keep Ocean Breeze Minimalism working like it should. In Malaysia, many homeowners slip small dehumidifier packs or silica gel sachets into lower cabinets and drawers. It's an easy, affordable way to absorb extra moisture that could build up where air doesn't circulate as well. Surfaces matter too. A quick daily wipe down of countertops, cabinet doors, and corners helps prevent mold spots and sticky film that collects when the air is damp. Using natural vinegar or mild cleaners does the job without leaving heavy chemical smells behind. Ventilation is just as important as cleaning. A family in Honolulu, for example, leaves kitchen windows slightly open at night and runs a ceiling fan on low speed. Even when they use an air conditioner, that little bit of fresh air keeps the whole house from feeling stale. For plant lovers, remember to pick houseplants that actually help, not hurt. Some plants, like ferns and pothos, do well with humidity and help absorb it, but you still need to keep pots on trays to catch extra water and avoid small puddles that attract bugs or mold. When you choose Ocean Breeze Minimalism, you're not just picking a style, you're creating conditions that help you enjoy your mornings more and stress less about heat and humidity. All the examples we've shared, from open layouts in Costa Rica to smart storage in Vietnam, prove that these ideas work anywhere people need their kitchen to feel cooler and calmer. So think about your own space. What small thing could you do this week? Maybe it's clearing that crowded open shelf, swapping a dark curtain for a lighter one, adding a small indoor palm by the window, or just getting a new fan that helps air move better. Every change makes a difference when you live in a hot, sticky climate. If you found this guide helpful, give it a like. It really helps the channel reach more people who care about design that fits real life. Subscribe to Charette Theory for more stories about how architecture, materials, and daily routines come together to make everyday living easier. And drop a comment below. What's the one thing you wish your kitchen could do better on humid mornings? Let's trade ideas and learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and here's to clear counters, fresh breezes, and easier mornings.